And you got to balance the good energy and the energy. So what I mean is you cannot be nice all the time. Best seducers in the world are not good looking people. The best seducers are actually people who are pretty average. But what makes them the best seducer is not their looks. Hello bro, and welcome to TheBroThing. I'm out here in this beautiful place called Andaman, and all I can think of is why are you not getting any good with women? Now these 3 pointers which I wanted to discuss in this beautiful location, and I wanted you to understand if you can work on these 3 things itself, you can become a really good seducer. Now one thing you need to know about seduction and the art of pickup, the cold approach, is best seducers in the world are not good looking people. The best seducers are actually people who are pretty average. But what makes them the best seducer is not their looks, it's not the amount of money they have in their pockets, but it's all about behavior patterns, how they talk to women, how they treat women, and how they get treated by women. First thing that you need to take care of whenever you're talking to a girl, whenever you're talking to anyone, is rather than thinking from within your head, rather than doubting yourself whether you're saying the right things, whether you're doing the right things to impress her, rather than that, enjoy the present moment. Do not be inside your head, because the moment you're inside your head, you're always seeking her validation, you're seeking good responses. And that brings me to the second point, which is outcome dependency. Now every time you're going out on the date, rather than thinking and analyzing how the date is going, rather than trying to impress the girl, try to enjoy the present moment. Try to think how you can have more fun rather than making it for the girl itself. Now, outcome dependency can be anything. It can be as little as you want positive emotions from the girl. It can be as little as you want her to smile. It can be as little as you want to be in her good books. Which brings me to my third point, do not be a people's pleaser. You need to understand even nice guys who are people's pleaser because they want to be on the good books of the girl, they also want something out of that girl. Now, the greatest seducers, these guys are guys who are on their path and on their purpose. It does not matter what the woman thinks about them. What matters to them is that they're doing what they want to do. Now that is a complete contradiction with being a nice guy, because if you're a nice guy, you're trying to protect your certain image that you've created. You're walking on eggshells, you're trying to make the woman feel good about herself all the fucking time, and that makes you inauthentic. You want to be authentic, which means that you want to show the woman who you really are. You want to keep your opinions forward without thinking if she's gonna get pissed. That being said, you also have to be socially intelligent enough to understand where she's at emotionally. If you want to take her out on a date, if you want a romantic relationship, something long term, then you have to be careful about how she's feeling emotionally when she's with you. If you're a guy who's treating her like shit and she's always feeling devastated, she's always feeling negative when she's with you emotionally, she's gonna associate being with you with a negative emotion. And you don't want that. What you want to do is you want to give her so many positive emotions, and then you want to create a vacuum so that she chases those positive emotions. Now, if you talk about cold approach or game in the earlier days, what it was generally was you going out there, giving a negative comment to the girl so that she chases you for validation. But with social media, it has changed completely. At least in 2020, girls will not seek your validation, because even an undesirable girl, a girl who has 200 followers, is getting hit by multiple men on a social media. So you need to understand that the old way does not work. What works now is you going out, giving the woman so many positive emotions, creating a vacuum, so she chases you for some positive emotions. You want to be the reservoir of her positive emotions. And you got to balance the good energy and the energy. So what I mean is you cannot be nice all the time. But that does not mean that you objectively and you consciously have to be a bad guy. What it means is you have to be true to yourself. Whatever you think, whatever your opinions are, whatever your thoughts are, you have to keep it in front of the other person without the fear of being judged and without the fear of being rejected. And you need to know your own true self-worth. Once you realize your own self-worth, what woman thinks about you does not really matter, because you know the people who are going to stick in your life are going to be the people who are there for you, not because you put on a facade trying to impress them. And you don't even want that, because once you do actually put on a facade and you impress someone, it's a very short-term thing, because what is going to happen is you're always going to be walking on eggshells to protect your identity that you've created in their head. And you might not joke about certain things which you actually find funny. And it's going to be a horrible feeling because you have to be someone else. So make sure that you're authentic to your own self, which means you're not lying, you're not putting up a facade, you're being true to your own self, but you're also socially intelligent to understand where the woman is emotionally at, and you're leading the conversation to a romantic direction, because women want you to take the responsibility off their shoulders and actually lead the interaction to a romantic direction where she can be open, but you as a man have to take the first move. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the beautiful location. And if you like this kind of content, hit the subscribe button and the like button right next to it, and let me know in the comment section what kind of videos you would like to see next. This is your coach Arunav, and I'll see you next weekend.